Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Embry presiding.
Thank you. You may be seated. This is case number 15 TC1. In the interest of Christian Casey. And is the prosecution ready to go forward?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what about the defense? Do you announce ready? All right, then. Clerk, call the roll.
Carol Brady, Lynn Shipley, Cindy Crossland, Desiree Bogart, Nicole Close, and Lillian Reed, Amanda Edwards, Evan Taylor, and Baltimore.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here this evening in this session of the Meade County Teen Court for the purpose of sentencing Christian Casey. This defendant, Christian Casey, was charged with the offense of assault fourth-degree minor injury and has admitted the truth of the charges. It is now the duty of Teen Court to listen to the relevant testimony of this defendant and arguments of counsel and recommend an appropriate sentence. Thank you all for coming here. I want to remind everyone that we're here in the interest of justice for our society. We're not here to determine guilt or innocence, but rather to decide the appropriate sentence for this juvenile. We should base our decision on the goals of Teen Court to hold the juvenile accountable for her actions, including to make up for any harm she has caused, to develop, is it a her? Is it you, sir? It's her. Sorry. I'll take Christian's award, so I'm sorry. Anyway, that would be easier identifiable on a regular Teen Court night. It would be the juvenile I did not know. That would identify usually if it was a boy or a girl. So, in any event, we're not here to determine guilt or innocence, but rather to decide the appropriate sentence for this juvenile. We base our decision on the goals of Teen Court to hold the juvenile accountable for his actions, including to make up for any harm he has caused, to develop his skills and competencies, so that he can be a productive member of society, and to connect Christian to his community by involving the community in his disposition. Is there anybody here who's been called to jury service by this clerk who has personal knowledge of this defendant or of the circumstances surrounding the charges? Is there anyone here? I'm going to assume by your silence that you have no relationship or information about Christian Casey. So, please stand. Raise your right hand. Do each of you swear or affirm that you will impartially hear the case between the parties and give a true verdict according to the evidence and the law, unless you are dismissed by the court? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
All right. And do each of you swear or affirm that you will not reveal to anyone what is discussed here at Teen Court? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
All right. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, our procedures this evening will be as follows. The prosecution will open, then the defense will open, make any opening statements. Prosecutors will present their case in chief. The only witness this evening will be the defendant. Defense will present their case in chief. On direct examination, he will be questioned by the prosecution on cross-examination and any potential redirect or recross. At that time, there will be instructions to the jury. Defense will make their closing remarks, and then the prosecution will close. On an ordinary evening, once those things have occurred, the jury would go to the jury room and deliberate. This evening, we are going to skip deliberations since this is not really Christian. So, anyway. All right. So, are there any questions regarding the procedure this evening, prosecution or defense? Everyone understands, correct? All right. Then, that being the case, do we need the podium brought up? Bailiff, can we get, so we'll take, all right, I think they can kind of align it if they want to change it a little bit, so that will be just fine. Yes, thank you, Mr. Bailiff. I need the prosecutors to please stand and introduce yourselves.
I'm Chrissy Davis,
I'm Benjamin Rogers.
and we represent the Commonwealth.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. Defense counsel, please introduce yourselves.
I am Evan Smiley.
I'm Mackenzie. I'm Victoria Wolf.
You represent the defendant, and you may be seated. Mr. Casey, please remain standing or stand back up, please. Mr. Casey, you pled guilty. You've already admitted your guilt to a charge of assault in the fourth degree. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And not only do you admit the assault in the fourth, but you would admit all of the statements made in the complaint supporting that charge, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so you may be seated. Thank you. At this time, do you wish to make opening statements, prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please come forward.
Up here?
Yes.
Good evening. My name is Christy Davis. It is my pleasure to represent the people of this state. I want to first thank everyone for coming this evening. On December 2nd, 2013, it was a normal school day at Anywhere High School until lunchtime. Instead of eating his lunch, like all the other students, Christian Casey decided to throw a carrot from his lunch tray across the cafeteria. When he threw the carrot, it struck Justin Beamer in the eye. Justin then had to receive medical treatment for the injury. At the conclusion of the case, we will ask that Christian helps the janitors around the school for 2 months, 2 weeks in ISS, and a 3-page apology letter to Justin. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Defense, do you have any opening remarks you'd like to make? Please come forward.
If it may please the court, opposing counsel, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Your Honor. My name is Victoria Wolf, and this is my co-counsel, Evan Smiley and Mackenzie. We represent the defendant, Christian Casey. As you know, you are here today to listen to the evidence provided by both the defense and the prosecution, and decide on the first sentence for Christian Casey. In more distinct, you will hear the standpoint of the client during the time of the disturbance. You will stand from the client that Mr. Casey has a rough life and has faced many challenges and still has many before him. Christian is a senior at Meade County High School. He is an only child and he lives with his widowed father. Christian has basically raised himself since he was young. When he was only 10 years old, Christian and his dad have been living paycheck to paycheck for the last 8 years. Christian's father has been working 2 jobs just to get by. One of these jobs include a volunteer firefighter, teaches child, give back to the community, and teach Christian to respect his community. Christian is a very smart young man and has made mostly good grades for his whole high school year. He is involved in several extracurricular activities and is constantly on the move. This keeps him motivated and out of trouble. On December 2nd, 2013, Christian was arrested in a dealing film that had a very unfortunate outcome. He knew that this started wrong, but in order to keep up his friendship with the victim, he was forced to fulfill his scar. Christian knows that his actions were wrong and is very sorry for his mistake. At the end of the trial, it is up to you, Judge Williams, to make the decision as to which sentence that Mr. Casey received. We, the defense, would like to ask that Mr. Casey write an apology letter not only to the defendant, but also his whole lunch classroom. We would also like to ask that you teach a lesson on keeping your reading your own mistakes to class at elementary school. Lastly, we suggest that Mr. Casey pay the restitution and pay for the medical expenses of the victim.
Thank you, Ms. Wolf. Does the prosecution wish to present your case in chief?
Yes, Your Honor. May I approach the clerk?
You may. You may.
approach the opposing counsel?
Yes, sir.
Does this look right?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
You may. All right, you're moving to introduce the complaint.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have one of these you want to give to me, or do you want me to use this one? Do I have yours? No? I do have his? All right, so this is the document you wanted me,
Yes, Your Honor.
this one actually is the legal one that's, it's okay, we took it from, so I'm okay. Everyone has to suffer unless I'm happy. So, here's the document you wanted me. This is the criminal complaint, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to show that back to the defense counsel to make sure? That's not his fault, that's not.
Does this look right?
Is that better? Okay. That's okay, you're doing a great job. Especially winging it like you were. Doing great. Okay, so you want to move to introduce this into the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you would ask me to publish it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then I will do that. We'll show that this juvenile complaint is labeled as Commonwealth 1. It has been looked at by the defense counsel, and there's no objection to the document. Is that correct? There being no objection and the motion having been made, the court will sustain the motion, allow you to admit this document into the record, showing no objection. Now, you'd like me to read it?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed. Thank you. All right, this is made by Affiant Deputy Mike Smith, who says that in Warren County, Kentucky, the juvenile unlawfully committed the offense of assault in the 4th degree minor injury. Affiant's grounds of belief are that on December 2nd of 2013, the above-named juvenile caused physical injury to Justin Beamer by throwing a hard object, carrot, across the cafeteria at Anywhere High School, which struck Justin Beamer in the eye. Justin Beamer had to receive medical treatment for the injury. The incident was captured on video, and restitution is requested for medical expenses. This is signed by the Affiant Deputy Mike Smith. Okay, we'll give that to you. Any other evidence at this time, prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I approach the question?
Are you purporting that this to be the actual carrot? Or is this just an exemplar? I'm going to suggest that you're probably better, let's wait and put this on. You can question the defendant about the carrot. And in the course of the examination, perhaps if he's able to identify it as the carrot, then we'll introduce it into the record at that time. Okay? Now, for your case in chief, does that complete your evidence for your case in chief at this time, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Thank you so much. And defense counsel, do you wish to go forward with your case in chief?
Yes.
And you need to call a witness, is that correct, Mr. Bailiff?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wish to call?
We would like to call Christian Casey to the stand.
All right. Mr. Bailiff, will you escort Mr. Casey? All right, Mr. Casey, I need you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth before the court in this matter here today?
I do.
Very good. Put your hand down, scoot up close to our microphone. I don't know if it's going to help, but this is our regular procedure anyway. So scoot up close to the microphone. State your name for me.
Christian Casey,
It does help. And give us your address for our record, please.
123 Sesame Street.
All right, and is that in Bowling Green?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good, thank you. Now, you may ask. Whoever's going to do the direct examination, come forward to them. Very good, come up now. Yes, you can move the camera, makes it more comfortable for you. There you go.
Can I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am, you may go forward.
Okay. Mr. Casey, what is your definition of friendship?
Friendship is somebody that you can hang out with at any time. Truly tell them whatever you can. You can trust them wholeheartedly.
And how many people in your life do you have that go by that definition of friendship?
Not very many.
Okay. And who is Justin Beamer to you? What is the history between you?
Justin Beamer is my best friend. We met in the 2nd grade and we've been best friends since then. During the 3rd grade, whenever my mother passed away, he helped me through those rough times. He was there for me every single step of the way. He always would come over and cheer me up every time I felt down, and truly just the best of buddies. Once it started to become around the time of middle school, we hadn't had enough time to hang out, so.
Okay. So it is safe to assume that Mr. Beamer does possess your personal traits of friendship.
Yes,
Mr. Casey, how old are you?
18.
And so you're a senior.
Yes.
What are your grades like?
I have 3 A's, 2 B's, 1 or 2 C's.
Okay. Do you participate in any extracurricular activities?
Yes.
Could you please elaborate with that?
I participate. I'm in the tennis team. I also in the Leo Club. I'm actually a treasurer, and I play the oboe in my spare time, if that counts.
Okay. And what is your personal history? Or how would you describe your home life?
Before the 3rd grade, it was great. Our family hung out all the time. We'd go to movies, do regular family things. And then 3rd grade happened. It was March 22nd, and my mom was out to the bank. There was a violent robbery, and she didn't make it home after that day. My father and I, ever since then, it was tough for us for the first few months, and then afterwards, we just thought the best way to tough through it would be we would just hang out every week and spend every spare time that we could with each other.
Okay. So it's safe to assume that you had a close relationship with your father.
Yes.
And before your mother's passing, was your relationship close?
Not as close as I wish it was.
Okay. So would you think that this occurrence would take a mental toll on you?
It most certainly did.
Okay. And what was your mother's job before her passing?
She was a school counselor.
Okay. And what is your father's job?
He owns his own printing company, and on his spare time, he's also a volunteer firefighter.
So it's safe to assume that your father is rarely home.
Yes.
Okay. Is this your first offense?
No.
So you had been involved in another court case?
Yes.
Which ones? Multiple.
I was here for my mother's passing, and then my second one was whenever I shattered a kid's knee with a horseradish.
Could you please explain to us, in your own words, what happened on December 12th, or December 2nd, 2013?
Okay, so, as you know, I threw a carrot into Justin Bieber's eye. It was hilarious. You should have seen his face. So it was third period that day, and Justin Bieber came up to me in class and said, "Christian, you know how you bring a carrot to school every single day?" And I told him, "Yeah, I do." And he said, "Okay, well, I have this wonderful idea." Okay, I just waited in anticipation, and he said, "What if, imagine just this, what if you threw that carrot into my eye?" Wait, what? Dude, I already have it all planned out, he said. I already got Tobias in on it and everything. He's going to record it for us. I said, "Why do you want it recorded?" "Dude, don't you know it would make an amazing viral video?" Whatever you say, you know what, I'll do it. Okay. I said that because he was one of my few friends, so I didn't want to lose him, so I just did whatever he told me to. And so the rest of the day happened normal until lunch. Then whenever it came that time, Tobias, who was recording, gave me the thumbs up, ready to go. And at that time, right after I got the signal, I slammed my hands down on the desk, and the whole cafeteria just went in silence. I stood up and I pointed at him. "I've been looking for you, Justin Bieber." His face goes straight up and looks at me. Seems all confused on what's happening. I take my carrot, it's one about that big, and has a little leaf at the end. Yeah, that one. I took it, and I put it overhead, and I started whirling it above my head, and then I just threw it straight at him, and it hit him right in the eye. He fell back and hit his head on the chair behind him on the way down. The whole room was dead silent. Well, except for a few chuckles. Immediately, I was escorted by a few teachers to the office, and whenever they asked me, what did I do, I told them the whole story, and they just did not believe me. So now I'm here.
That is a detailed story.
Thank you.
Why exactly did you decide to do it?
I did it for the mind.
Am I correct in assuming that this video was posted online?
Yes.
And what was the online reviews, such as likes, rewinds, and comments?
Oh, it got, last time I checked, which was 2 hours after the original post, it had already 500 likes. There were 28 rewinds. And then on the comment sections, you could see people saying, "Dude!" with a capital X and a capital D at the end, the little cross, happy, smiley face.
How did this affect your friendship with Justin?
Oh yeah, we're actually still pretty chill, even though I did happen to throw a carrot in his eye and shave his kneecap with a horseradish.
It was the same person in both places?
Yes.
Okay.
My father, he saw the video. Initially, he thought it was really hilarious. But afterwards, in order to pay the fines for the hospital bill, he's making me work a job so I can pay Justin back.
Are you, the job that you are acquiring, are you paying the medical expenses that was requested as restitution? Or
I
Justin?
Don't have the job right now, I'm searching. My father paid the bill initially and is making me pay him back.
Okay. And, would you describe yourself as a criminal?
No,
Am I correct in assuming that that in your personal opinion, what you did was all for good fun?
yes,
And how was Justin's injuries that he sustained during?
say that again?
How are the injuries that Justin sustained, how are they, like, currently?
I checked in on him last night and he's back at his place. Now he has one of those like pirate eye patches. But he looks back at it and laughs.
Mr. Casey, to your knowledge, how were you able to strike the eye from so far away, aim-wise, even though it was
I don't know.
Are you sorry?
No.
If you could go back, would you do anything differently?
No, it was still pretty funny.
And how is your family money-wise currently?
We're about lower middle class.
Okay, so what is your personal opinion on what happened?
Really funny.
Do you have any remorse whatsoever for the physical injuries that Mr. Deemer sustained?
Yes, I wish it didn't turn out exactly like it did.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may proceed. Cross-examination, prosecution.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Let's go into more detail about what happened at Anywhere High School cafeteria on December 2nd. Is it true that you threw a carrot across the cafeteria which then struck Justin Weaver in the eye?
Yes, that is true.
What made you waste food in such an unsafe manner?
He asked me to.
I have obtained information from your defending attorney that you made a viral video of this incident.
Of course.
So if I understand, you wounded Justin Weaver's eye with a carrot in order to attain followers on the Vine social media website.
Yes, because he asked me to.
Would you do anything Justin asked you to? Say, jump off a bridge?
If it really meant that much to him.